Our next storyteller is going to be Peter.
Undaunted by crashing computers and such things. Okay, truth and reconciliation, like, two words that we do a lot. We think a lot about these things, these two words, truth and reconciliation. And over the last few years, I found that it has been incumbent upon myself to talk to people about these things. And I talk to all kinds of different people. Sometimes I'll get comments like, well, we hear everyone going on about residential schools, why should we even think about things that happened 150 years ago? And these instantaneous times to stand up and tell a truth, So the truth, this, I'm going to give you a little story. This won't take long, and it is about the power of truth. And it goes like this, and you have to bear with me because I'm nervous, me. Okay, this is a story about truth. Truth. The founding fathers of this place called Canada contrived the tactical demise of the Indigenous communities. As tools, they used residential schools, forced relocation, cultural oppression, and planned poverty. Truth. These tactics were the model used in South Africa to devise apartheid. In the days of apartheid, Canadians were aghast at apartheid. And we did learn something about that. We learned nothing in the schools about our own system here, but we learned about apartheid. Okay. Truth. Legal blockades were used to prevent things like Aboriginal people voting, Aboriginal people proceeding with their own cultural practices, Aboriginal people having access to our legal system, and theirs too, by the way, having access to transportation systems, and economic success in endeavors such as agriculture, etc. Okay, now here's a story about somebody who tried to work with the truth in a good way. And and this is kind of the focus of what I wanted to present here. In 1907, from 1907 to 1921, Dr. P.H. Bryce was the first chief medical officer for the Ontario and federal governments. He was hired by the Department of Indian Affairs. He reported deprived sanitary conditions and medical services in residential schools. In 1907, he cited mortality rates at residential schools of 25%, with no safeguards against dominant diseases at that time, such as tuberculosis. Truth. Children were sent home when they were very sick, often sent home when they were very sick to die on the reserves. This led to an infant mortality rate rising to 42%. He wrote about the defective way in which reports had been made by school principals. In 1913, Duncan Campbell Scott, another person who needs to be looked at, stated that these annual reports were no longer necessary. Information is costly to produce, and the department had no intention of acting upon it, in quotation marks. Truth. The report never was released by the government, and Dr. Bryce was forced to retire in 1921 despite his appeals. In 1920, the government reacted to this information by no longer keeping records of mortality rates. In 1922, Dr. Bryce released and published his own findings entitled "The Story of a National Crime," being a record of the health conditions of the Indians of Canada from 1904 to 1921. He distributed it to the public as a pamphlet. He is now buried at Beechwood Cemetery in Ottawa, along with some other people in the same place that the Duncan Campbell Scott is actually buried there, and another guy named Nicholas Davin who produced a thing called the Davin Report, which needs to be looked at too. It's now a tradition. The school children in the area create paper flowers in the classroom and go and decorate his grave with these flowers on an annual basis. Another truth, the survivors of residential schools have been telling us stories, telling us that stories that very few people have listened to, stories of missing children, secret graves, all kinds of abuses and punishments that would contravene UN torture protocols. Now that technology can find these graves on the former residential schools, it seems that the voices of these children can now be heard everywhere, strong and clear, across this country and beyond. They are now able to speak their own truth. So I realize this is succinct, but I'm going to end it with a question. How could things have been different if the truth recorded by Dr. Bryce had not been subverted and buried in secret 100 years ago? Misa'u, miigwech.
Thank you, Peter. Well, I'd just like to say that this little idea that fell into my head, what would happen if settlers told stories of the truth? Thank you. Thank you to all of you. I'm so touched. I believed it was possible. And I held on to that belief. And so I'm so touched. So I just want to thank the tellers. And I want to thank the inviters, people that invited other people to be here. And I want to thank Sue Goodger for doing the behind the scenes work that she does so well in welcoming people and getting the newsletter out. And I want to thank the listeners, everybody who tuned in and all of us who listened to these stories. They're not easy stories to hear. These are stories that once you've heard, change you. That's a good thing. And the important thing is that we do this together. This is not a task for individuals. This is a task for us to do together. And I want to thank all the Indigenous people who are still welcoming us, who still want to find a pathway forward. And I want to just encourage all of us to take these stories. After all, we are beginning a journey. This is not the end. This is the beginning of the journey. Probably you're already getting ideas of what else can happen, and that's a good thing too. So I want to round out the telling with a painting, a poem, and a song, and then we can stay on and chat. But and then people that need to go can go. But I just want to round this out. So yesterday, I got this painting by Paul Schilling. Yeah, we're on. Yes, this is my idea of screen sharing. So this is a painting by Paul Schilling, and I bought it because it's called Time to Wake Up. And Paul is a famous artist from Rama First Nation, and he always writes something with his paintings. I'm going to read what he wrote about this one. And you see all the beautiful colors around you, the flowers, forests, rivers, and all beings, and what is hidden from view. Look at the rainbow, all the colors you need for your palette of healing and awakening. Mothers and fathers of color, children of color, extraordinary colors that are beyond description. You have hurt me because of my color and culture. Universal law says you have no right to hurt me. Together, let us undo these teachings. They don't belong to us. Let us move forward, free from the blindness of prejudice. We're going to wrap this up with another song by Buffy Sainte-Marie called Carry It On. It's kind of anthemic, and I was looking for something anthemic. Okay. Then you can stay on and we can say what you think and chat and all that sort of things. Okay. Want to begin? Such a techie. Okay. Hold your head up, lift the top of your mind, put your eyes on the earth, lift your heart to your own home planet. What do you see? What is your attitude? Are you here to improve or damn it? Look right now and you will see we're only here by the skin of our teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. And oh, carry it on, we're saying. Oh, carry it on, keep playing. Oh, carry it on and praying. Oh, carry it on. It ain't money that makes the world go round, that's only temporary confusion. It ain't governments that make the people strong, it's the opposite illusion. Look right now, and you will see they're only here by the skin of their teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. And oh, carry it on, we're saying. Oh, carry it on, keep playing. Oh, carry it on and praying. Look right now, and you will see we're only here by the skin of our teeth as it is. So take heart and take care of your link with life. If you got the sense to take care of your source of perfection, Mother Nature, she's the daughter of God and the source of all protection. Look right now, and you will see she's only here by the skin of her teeth as it is. So take heart, take care of your link with life. And oh, carry it on, keep saying. Oh, carry it on and playing. Oh, carry it on, keep praying.